I live in Athens, Alabama. This is a 1909 15-horse Spang oil field engine, and this was a 10-horse Spang oil field engine. This was used in the turn of the century to run 4 or 6 oil wells. It came out of Butler, Pennsylvania, and I just restored this one, just finished it up last week. I've had this one for a year, and this one here was my father's, and that's the last engine him and I restored for. He passed away in '07. That was been in the family for about 12 years. We started doing these engine shows back in the mid-'70s.
Would you kind of tell me a little bit about the mechanism? Point to it, get up there, or go over here, either one.
This here is what they call a hot tube ignition. It uses propane and a burner to heat the rod, which is like a modern day glow plug in a diesel. And these engines would run off of the head gas off of the oil well, whether it's propane, butane, methane, whatever the gas was coming off the well. This was having problems today because the wind is blowing the hot tube out. But these would be in what they call an engine shed. And inside there, there'd be a flat belt pulley on the other side of the engine. It would run a power, which would have an eccentric, which would run 4 to 6 rods, which would run the pump jacks at the individual wells. The engine could be anywhere from a half a mile to almost a mile and a half away from the individual wells. And these would run, just pretty much run non-stop. When the wells would go dry, then they'd shut them off, let the oil pool up in the wells, go back out, start them up, suck the oil off, and everything. The 10-horse was on a horse-drawn wagon, and it was called it was on a baling rig, and they would use that. They pull it from well to well to clean out the sludge and the water and the dirt out of the wells. And they'd have a big engine, a 15 or a 20, running the wells.
Step up and tell me what that thing is turning around there.
Okay. That's what they call a fly ball governor. As it fires, the eccentric, or the balls go out with centrifugal force, and then as they go back in, it'll fire again. It cuts the fuel off to the intake. These are 2 cycles that run in either direction. As you can see, I have a water pump here, which pumps the water across the sprinkler. That's the cooling system.
Is that just water?
It's just water.
So there's a piston in there.
Yes.
How big is that piston?
This piston here is about this big around. The one on the 15 is about like that.
What's the horsepower of this one?
It's a 10.
10.
And what happens, the piston is closed on the back. When it comes back, it recharges the gas, goes through the port, which is right here, to the front of the cylinder, and then it fires. This one runs off of a hot tube ignition or a magneto. The magneto is the black box on the other side.
Good.
But I have it running on the hot tube today.
All right. Well, we appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.